Oli, and this is Mick. We're about to take an adventure into Olympic National Park. Olympic National Park is surrounded on the perimeter by a lot of trails, roads, campgrounds, and picnic areas. But most of the park, 96% to be exact, is wilderness, and that's where we're going. And if you want to, you can come too, unless you're a dirty bastard.
You ready to go, Ollie? You got your knife?
That's not a knife, mate. This is a knife. Here I am in the Olympic National Park temperate rainforest zone. It's called a rainforest because it rains a lot. In the rainforest, we have the biggest trees in the park. The biggest of those is the Siket spruce. The Siket spruce, here we have the biggest one in the world. It's huge. Olympic National Park contains some of the biggest trees in the world. There are several record-sized specimens, including the Alaskan cedar, Douglas fir, grand fir, and Sitka spruce.
Also, the subalpine fir, the western hemlock, and the western red cedar.
Big trees, mate.
Big trees.
G'day, mate. As you can see, we're here in the lowland. We're in a meadow, but if we went into the woods, we'd see lots of fir, spruce, and hemlock, as well as a few animals like deer and elk and maybe a few bears. Let's see what we can find. I just saw the majestic Roosevelt elk right over there. Guess you missed it. Oh well. Alright, Mick. We're now in the montane zone of the Olympic National Park. The mountain zone is very similar to the lowland zone. The only difference is that here in the montane zone, you'll see a lot of silver fir, and there won't be any red cedar. Luckily for us, there's still a lot of animals. Let's go! A bear! One of Olympic National Park's greatest attractions is the glacial ice. There are over 266 glaciers in the park. Right now, I'm about to climb Mount Olympus. On the top of that mountain, there's going to be some glaciers. Let's go! Here I am, about halfway up Mount Olympus. Mount Olympus is the tallest peak in Olympic National Park. It's only about 8,000 feet. But the effect it has on the weather in the area is dramatic. To the west, there's an incredible amount of precipitation. But then over to the east, there's barely any. It's a desert out there, mate. Up here, you'll see a lot of mountain hemlock and Alaskan cedar. That's because these trees can survive in the high altitudes. Time to climb.
What there, Ollie?
Oi, Mick. Well, here we are in Olympic National Park. And Olympic National Park is basically 3 different parks all rolled up into the one. That's because you have the beautiful coast, the lovely temperate rainforest, and then the high peak of the Olympic Mountains covered in glaciers. Right now, I'd like to talk a little bit about the ocean, because we're not going to be able to go there today. We're going there tomorrow, eh, Mick? So the ocean has never been touched by man. The coast is just beautiful. It's only been altered by Mother Nature herself. There's all kinds of logs and rocks and glass and stuff washed up there. It's just great. And flying above the coast, you have over 300 different types of birds, including one of the largest bald eagle populations in the country. Very big deal. Also, there are 8 Native American tribes living along the coast. They've been there for thousands of years. They're not leaving anytime soon, and we're glad they're not, because we love them here in the Olympic National Park.
Also, in the Olympic National Park, you're going to be finding lots of hot springs because of their location on the Kaloa fault line. The most popular hot spring in this area is Sawdust Springs.
In 1909, President Teddy Roosevelt created Mount Olympus National Monument. And the reason he did this was because there are huge populations of elk in this area. He did this to protect those elk and keep them safe, and because of it, the elk have now been named Roosevelt elk, after Teddy himself. Well, it's been a long day.
We had a great time exploring Olympic National Park. But now it's time to go. Good night, everybody.
Good night.